Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel, and this short video we're going to discuss the events that took place in Ukraine during the previous 10 hours. And first we're going to start from Zaporozhye area. During the previous night, the Ukrainians made another HIMARS attack in direction of Tokmak. The Russians are saying that Ukrainians sent at least 4 rockets and some of them reached the target. From the Russian side, they attacked the Orekhov and the vicinity of Orekhov and the checkpoints in the vicinity of this area. Furthermore, today the Russian sources published information about the attack against the hangars and the barracks in Orekhov that we discussed a few days ago. And the Russians are saying that as a result of that attack, the Ukrainians lost few tanks T-72, 4 armored vehicles, 6 trucks and many other light vehicles. Furthermore, the Russians destroyed few artillery systems in this area and so on. Later, after that attack, the Ukrainians took a decision to send their reserves and reinforcements to this area, trying to fix the issues and to find out and to save some vehicles and tanks in this area. And at that moment, the Russians sent the second wave of attack, and as a result of the second wave of attack, a lot of manpower and more armored vehicles were destroyed from the Ukrainian side. Now let's go to the South Donetsk area and to Marinka area. As you can see, there are very interesting 4 icons in this area, like on the south in the vicinity of Paraskovivka, on the west in the vicinity of Maximilianovka, on the north in Krasnogorovka, and on the east on the territory of Donetsk. If you remember a few days ago, the last few days we were discussing the Russian progress in Marinka. As a result of offensive operation, the Russians established control over the industrial zone in the south, and to tell the truth, the Russians is about to establish final control over this town because the western part is reduced till ruined. And of course we know that the Ukrainians do still have possibilities to send some reserves, some help and so on. And the previous night the Russians made it, as you can see, 3 attacks. At least they were attacks in few directions. The Russians destroyed the checkpoints in Krasnogorovka, the accumulation and collection of Ukrainian forces. The Russians are saying that as a result of attack in direction of Maximilianovka, they managed to destroy a convoy of Ukrainian armored vehicles that Ukrainians were planning to send in direction of Marinka. And the Russians attacked Paraskovivka from the south. So as you can see, they tried to secure the areas that Ukrainians can use for reserves, for some support attack, and after that they continue their movements in direction of Marinka. The Russians are saying that during the previous night, there was, of the local time, the Russians continue bombing Avdiivka and the hill on the north of Avdiivka, trying to secure the Russian forces in Krasnogorovka and to continue their offensive operation from the north. And when talking about Avdiivka inside, the Russians destroyed another headquarters or checkpoint in this area. When talking about Bakhmut, there are no changes during the previous night, according to the local time. As you can see, no changes, and something tells me, it's my personal opinion, that maybe the Russians took a decision to make a small operational pause because they know that this weekend is going to be Orthodox Easter. I'm not saying that they're going to announce any kind of ceasefire, but they understand that they are not able to achieve significant success within the next few days, 5 days, and then they're going to be Easter. And of course, even if the Russians are not going to announce any ceasefire with the Ukrainians, I believe that they will give possibility for soldiers in this area to celebrate this holiday and this great day. So that's why I think they are not starting anything until the end of the Easter. And after the end of the Easter, on Monday of the next week, they will start their final and greatest storm of Bakhmut, and they will, as we discussed, they're going to need to take Bakhmut at least until the May's holidays and the Victory Day. When talking about Kremenная Forest, the Russians published video, and as you can see, the Russian source map has been updated. Now they're showing some progress to the south, that they're developing their bridgehead and they're pushing Ukrainians in this forest. As you can see, even from this map, we see that the Russians established control over the 40-50% of this area, and as we know, they lost a lot of bridgehead during the previous Ukrainian counter-offensive operation. From the Ukrainian side, we know that they took a decision to leave this area and to concentrate their forces on the line between Tarskoye, Yampolovka, Grigorievka, Serebryanka, and this part is just mine. There are a lot of soldiers whose main job is just to keep their position, not to allow the Russians to develop their progress very fast. The Russians, and that's it for this short update. Military Summary channel reminds you to condemn any violence in Ukraine. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.